Awesome. Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us here in person and online. Thank you for coming to the late 5 p.m. session as well. I think we're standing between you and drinks, so hopefully you learned some great stuff about Windows. I'm Kurt Stevenson. I'm on the Windows Commercial Product Marketing team, and I'm joined today by Cassidy from the Windows Servicing and Delivery team. We're excited to talk to you about how Windows is evolving as an OS, and importantly, how you can secure and manage these innovations for your organizations. So for 40 years, Windows has been where work gets done, from the first spreadsheets in Excel to emails that shaped industries to the Teams calls that are connecting us across the globe and we're spending most of our work days on. Windows has quietly powered how business happens. So the wallpapers have evolved, but one constant remains the same. Windows is the access point to everything, the apps, the cloud, the creativity that has defined modern end-user computing. Thank you for being on this journey with us. To stay relevant, we're also focused on what matters to your organizations. It's no surprise that operational efficiency is becoming a top priority. We're all feeling the pressure. We're being asked to do more, industries are being shaped by AI, and the pace of business is faster than ever. We're also feeling this tension between introducing new innovation while also balancing this with security risks. 40% of data professionals are reporting an increase in data security incidents from the use of AI, which has doubled over the past year. While 80% of employees and leaders say that they simply don't have enough time or energy to get through their workload, and they're planning to fill that capability gap with AI tools. And it's not just about keeping up. The Work Trend Index of 2025 says 82% of business leaders believe this is a pivotal moment to rethink their core strategies and operations. So that's a huge number. So we're building Windows for this world. We're continuing to evolve Windows to be the secure platform of choice in the AI era. We also recognize to get the full value of Windows, you need to match the right device and the right Windows experience to the right employee. With Windows 11, you get the secure enterprise-grade foundation where AI and agents can run safely and effectively. Copilot+ PCs then build on that innovation by giving you breakthrough performance and having local AI experiences built on the NPU. And then Windows 365 extends that experience into the cloud, giving users their personalized AI-ready PC, all effectively managed and delivered anywhere around the world. Across it all, the Microsoft stack, so from Microsoft 365 Copilot and other tools, are just better on Windows. We're delivering intelligent workflows that span productivity, business process, and core innovation. So by the end of the session, I hope we make three things really clear. First, we'll help you see why modernizing your device endpoints with AI woven across Windows 11 can unlock new levels of workflow efficiency and satisfaction for your employees. I'll then hand it over to Cassidy, who will take you through our second piece, which is as Windows OS becomes more intelligent, managing your device estate securely and efficiently has never been more important. So we'll share some new capabilities. And then lastly, as we extend secure management with agentic capabilities, we want you to show you how you can stay in control. So let's get started with unlocking new levels of efficiency at work. So we continue to hear from you and employees that there's too much to get done in a day. Increasingly, employees and organizations are turning to those AI tools to become more efficient and free up time to focus on that strategic work. Whether it's tools that we're building in Copilot and Windows, or increasingly the tools that you're employing from third parties, or even building for your organizations that harness the power of AI. No matter what you're doing, Windows provides a secure and scalable platform for it all. And so this really starts with the foundational layer of Microsoft Foundry on Windows. So Microsoft Foundry on Windows powers the AI developer lifecycle from model selection, fine-tuning, customization, and deployment across the GPU, the CPU, and the NPU. These AI APIs are also available to your organization to take advantage of across your line of business applications. Microsoft Foundry on Windows is already powering real-world use cases, running locally on Windows, which gives you lower latency, higher security, and performance. Many leading application developers are already creating innovative new experiences on Windows powered by that platform. Now, I wanted to dive into one specific innovation. One of our partners, Computacenter, recognized the power of empowering employees with new AI tools. They built an incredible warehouse application running locally on a Copilot Plus PC on Windows 11 for increased speed and performance. So let's take a look.
Leon Eakins. I'm the UK Director of Logistics and Technical Services, running our integration centre here in Hatfield. So we use a team of engineers and technicians that get involved with technical configuration for devices within our integration centre. In our technical services area, we can configure up to 6,000 devices per day. Our AI-powered app, which runs on Copilot Plus PC, will make our device registration process more efficient.
The process can be laborious because you've got to deal with iOS, you've got to deal with Android, you've got to deal with different network providers. So with the Copilot Plus PC device and the AI app, accuracy is increased. You now just have devices effectively running through a conveyor belt, scan, 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 all the information's captured. The engineer doesn't have to deal with 10, 15 bits of information to figure out what's going where. Just looks at the screen, validates everything, and away you go. So if there's some anomaly that's come about, they have the ability to talk to the AI box and feed back the information to them to basically enhance the knowledge base, enhance the experience, adds to accuracy, adds to the efficiency, and stops bottlenecks, really. The main process we've been looking at the moment is eSIM activation and phone registration. We're also in development looking at laptop registration. That would be from your Windows Autopilot.
The entire process is on-premise. It doesn't have any internet connection, doesn't need it. Computacenter Romania combines expertise, agility, and innovation to help customers transform faster and smarter with people and technology working hand in hand.
So let me show you a closer look at how this application works. So firstly, the app uses the webcam on a Copilot Plus PC to detect the presence of a new device. Sorry, let me make sure it's playing. There you go. To detect the presence of a new device. So in this case, we're just using some dummy data, but you could imagine there being different laptops or devices and hardware that it can dynamically recognize. So this uses the You Only Look Once model, or the YOLO model, by a Foundry on Windows to detect that it's a device box. Then OCR reads the device information from the box and determines which pieces of text it needs to extract, like serial number. And then a really cool part is you can see here that you can dynamically rag in different information and data. So in this case, this is a specific customer's configuration requirements. And so what you can do is pull in that information into the application and then use the chatbot built into the app with PhiSilica to ask it questions. So instead of having to dig through that document for the specifications for that customer, they can just say, hey, what is the specific things that I need to do for Acme? And it'll say, hey, you need to provide a screen protector, you need to ensure battery is fully charged, and things like that. What you'll see as well, it then gets automatically uploaded into their SharePoint, and as they talked about in the video a little bit, they're also adding the ability to one-click upload that into Autopilot, or Intune as well as Autopilot. So it's a really powerful example of how AI tools on Windows is increasing productivity. Computacenter says that that app is saving them up to 10 minutes per device that they provision in their warehouse. So that's what you can do today. And as Windows, we want to move with you and define what productivity means next. We're standing at an inflection point as the next era of productivity is not just about multitasking, it's about intelligence built into the fabric of how we work. Already, over 42% of you in this room are already using agents, and that's up from 11% just 6 months ago. You tell us that Windows, when it's at its best, is helping employees get the most out of your investments into AI tools and into Microsoft 365. So that's what we're doing. We're building Copilot as well as first and third-party agents into the flow of work. So let's take a look.
Hey Copilot. Copilot, find the sales stats my manager sent last week.
So you saw some pretty cool stuff there. I want to walk you through a bit how we're bringing this to life. So you can now invoke, monitor, and collaborate with agents right from the Windows taskbar. The way we're thinking about agents is they'll become as familiar to you and your end users to use as applications are today, always available and easily accessible. It starts with the new Ask Copilot on the taskbar. You can still use it as search today. You can find apps, files, and settings just as you use search, or you can start a chat or voice session with Microsoft 365 Copilot. And because it's rooted in your work context, you can ask questions like, when is my performance review due? Now we're taking it one step further. You can now invoke and interact with agents right from the Windows taskbar. Using the @ symbol, you choose from a list of IT-approved agents like Researcher to do a complex analysis and cross-reference on public sentiment with customer feedback. As Researcher runs, it will shift down to the taskbar. You can hover over that taskbar icon at any time to see what Researcher is working on. And while Researcher is working on the background, you can go back to doing your other tasks. When an agent needs your attention or completes the task, it will automatically notify you and update its state on the taskbar. In this case, once Researcher is done, I can click on it on the taskbar and see the results. So you saw some pretty cool stuff there. I want to dig into a little bit more on how we also make that real with the platform, because to deliver some of these agentic experiences that you saw across first and third party, we can't deliver it through middleware or applications alone. It demands OS-level integrations for security, consent, and control. To do this, we're bringing a couple of innovations like agent connectors with on-device registry, agent workspace, and agent ID. With agent connectors, developers can expose app functionality to agents. Both agents and agent connectors are registered, discovered, and fully managed through the on-device registry. If you or your third-party connector is in the registry, you know that it can be trusted. Next, Agent Workspace provides a secure, isolated environment for agents to operate in. Each agent gets its own unique workspace to ensure that agents running in parallel don't interfere with each other. It also extends computer use agents so that they can have their own PC in the agent workspace so that they can then take actions for the user. Every active agent using agent workspace can show up on the taskbar, allowing you to monitor their progress without disrupting your flow. And then finally, Agent ID makes it possible to order every action taken by the agent, which allows you to distinguish the actions between the actions the agent takes and the actions a user takes. Let me show you an example of how this all works together with Manus AI and our new File Explorer connector from Windows. So let's take a look at Manus. It's a general purpose AI agent. So let's take building a real estate website. You simply state your intent. I want to build a professional looking real estate website using the photos on my device. Manus locates a File Explorer connector and asks for consent to access these files. You can then see here, I'm not stating any file names, yet Manus picks the right files. Manus can then forward these files to its own computer with Windows 365 for agents to build a website and publish it fast. It gives me an audit trail of all of the tasks that it's performing so that I can monitor or switch to multitask on other things on my list and keep track of that progress. So now building a website is reduced from days to minutes and unlocking meaningful productivity gains. So you can take advantage of this across client and cloud with Copilot+ PCs and Windows 365 for agents. With Copilot+ PCs, these experiences can run locally for increased speed and privacy, or it can take advantage of Windows 365 for agents to be delivered across any Windows PC. No matter where you build or run agent experiences, Windows 11 provides you the world's most secure and resilient platform to do it. So you can begin taking advantage of this today. You can standardize on Windows 11 PCs so that you can take advantage of this innovation. Copilot+ PCs give you that additional advantage of local AI capabilities. All of these experiences are opt-in, so you as IT will need to plan the rollout of those experiences to your employees. MCP servers let you extend app functionality through agent connectors, so you can register those connectors on the Windows on-device registry. Getting started is also very straightforward. Connectors can be packaged as MSIX or MCP bundles. For developers, you can use connectors to unlock app capabilities while ensuring you as IT can control those integrations and they're managed and secure. So before I hand it over to Cassidy to cover how you'll manage and secure all of these capabilities, let me talk a little bit, show you a little bit about how Suncorp is transforming their business with Windows and AI.
How our customers interacted with us has changed fundamentally over the last several years. Now, over 70% of our customers choose to make a claim with us online using fully digital technology. Suncorp is a purpose-driven organisation that operates across both Australia and New Zealand. Our purpose is about building futures and protecting what matters for our customers. Insurance is a data-driven business, and we've been working with AI capability for several years already. The opportunity to take advantage of the Copilot+ PCs and the native capability that allows our staff to enhance their personal productivity using Microsoft 365 Copilot is fantastic. And for that reason, we've started rolling them out across Australia. Every employee at Suncorp has a Windows 11 device. It's a game changer for us. It really balances the tension between end user experience and security.
Security and data protection is always at the forefront of what we do. Windows 11 has unlocked a seamless experience whether you're on a cloud-native device or you're using our virtual environment remotely.
I'm really excited about having my Copilot+ PC device because I'm constantly context shifting. So being able to find information across my device has really helped my productivity. The other great thing is the battery life. I'm always on the go.
Back when Cyclone Alfred was heading towards Brisbane, we had to enable our frontline workers very quickly to scale up our contact centres, and the Copilot+ PC was just approved for use in time to deliver that experience. We have deployed Microsoft 365 Copilot to over 4,000 people, and that's growing. Copilot has helped immensely, and now the turnaround times for users in the business is faster than ever before.
AI will not only help to streamline processes, but taking all of that low-value, repetitive activity out of people's day-to-day allows them to fully focus on high-value tasks, which is to get our customers' claims resolved and back to their life as quickly as possible. The productivity that can be unlocked by using all of these different products, I mean, really, the sky is the limit.
Great. Thanks, Kurt. And hi, everyone. Again, I'm Cassidy Fine and thrilled to be here with you all today to talk to you about the future of device and Windows management. First, I want to dig a bit into the history of how we've ended up with where we are today with our update stack and tooling, and how update and device management platforms offer state-of-the-art security, reliability, and consistency for users like you to manage your device estates. So this isn't the first evolution of how we service. You can think back to Windows 7 and the reign of floppy disks. It seems crazy to even think that we would use them back then. New features were also only introduced roughly every 2 or 3 years or so. Then the transition to Windows 10 gave us regular feature updates, with new features being introduced roughly every 6 months to a year. And now we're moving to introduce new features as they're ready in a continuous cycle to reduce code churn, improve quality, and enable productivity features to get into the hands of users over 10 times faster. Our feature rollouts are driven by data and ensure quality at every step of the way. whether you're deploying new features as part of a quality update or as part of a feature update. This is the behind-the-scenes work, which, as you can see represented in this slide, is everything we're doing to ensure the quality of the payload before it even goes out to over our 1 billion Windows 11 devices that we manage. In addition to that, we're going even further. To ensure quality, we've put improvements behind containment. This allows us to enable and introduce features in an off state and then enable them individually or in a group. This is broad-scale application of the enablement package technology that we recently introduced to allow for feature updates in roughly 5 minutes or less. Not only that, but shipping features through this method enables us to roll things out faster with higher quality and disable them if issues happen to be found. And the icing on the cake with this is that a smaller payload also enables faster deployment. There we go. So as the IT department, if you will, for supporting over 1 billion unmanaged devices, we know how challenging it can be to keep everything up to date. With these new improvements, updates are smaller and less disruptive, so you can roll out new features much faster. We're also tackling issues that used to take months to fix after a feature update, which means your organization won't have to wait for as long to deploy the latest capabilities. These new features help everyone get and stay secure and productive, and most importantly, do it faster. But of course, annual feature updates are not going away. There are some features that we know would be simply too disruptive to enable by default in a commercial environment as part of a quality update. So to help ensure confidence in rolling out quality updates, we're ensuring major features are off by default for commercial customers when introduced in a quality update, but then enabled as part of the subsequent feature update. Examples of this include marquee features such as Click to Do and improved window search. Now, we know you already have a lot on your plate. So how do you keep your devices prepared to take advantage of the latest Windows capabilities, stay protected, and remain in control, especially in today's day and age of AI innovations coming at seemingly a faster clip than anything else in history? The answer for that, luckily, is pretty simple. Leverage AutoPatch, which is our cloud solution to help manage those updates. AutoPatch is a cloud-based solution designed to keep your devices up to date, protected, and ready to leverage the latest Windows capabilities. With AutoPatch, IT teams can automate update management, reduce manual effort, and ensure each and every device remains secure and productive. This is especially critical as organizations scale and face increasingly sophisticated security threats, and the continuous introduction of AI features as Windows evolves into an agentic platform. So by adopting AutoPatch, you're not just streamlining operations, you're able to proactively safeguard your device estate. So with AutoPatch, 95% of devices reach compliance by their target compliance date. You can decide how fast you want to go, and then AutoPatch takes care of the rest. In fact, Forrester found that customers using AutoPatch achieved a 13-point higher monthly patch success rate than compared with traditional tools. AutoPatch helps keep your devices up to date automatically, but we know as cyber threats grow and the pace of updates accelerates, it's just not enough to simply automate patching. We need to close the gap between when a fix is released and when devices are actually protected. That's where HotPatch comes in. Traditionally, it would take organizations an average of 102 days to fully patch security vulnerabilities, which leaves a wide window of risk for attackers. HotPatch is designed to shrink that window dramatically. Real-world results show this impact. So in this example, we're showing 4 real anonymized companies which enabled HotPatch. Since the patch was applied instantly, they didn't need to wait for reboots to validate that everything was still working. And it's not just a handful of organizations, millions of devices are hot patching each and every month. So even if you don't change anything else, just turning on hot patch can get your devices secure 3 to 5 days faster on average. But don't take my word for it. So nothing makes me happier than being able to share positive feedback from our customers. And Rob Wilson from the Bank of Queensland did a great job summarizing how AutoPatch has helped them to drive up their patch compliance. And it isn't just AutoPatch. HotPatch is making a real difference for customers' update experiences. SAP calls Windows HotPatch a no-brainer, It's a win for their users who only need to reboot once every 3 months, and a win for security with instant compliance and no waiting for restarts. Suncorp highlights how Windows 11, Autopatch, and Hot Patch together have improved their user experience, delivering faster boot and logon times while reducing downtime and keeping systems running smoothly. And finally, Grupo FCC saw immediate benefits after enrolling over 90% of their eligible devices within Hot Patch. Security patches now deploy silently, without reboots or disruptions. And their compliance scores have improved, which then frees up their IT team to focus on strategic initiatives instead of patch logistics. Hot Patch is helping organizations move faster, reduce disruptions, and keep their environments secure and productive. Now, here at Microsoft, and especially within Windows, we're always building for the future and for the frontier. So today, I'm thrilled to be able to announce one of our latest investments around updates, Autopatch Update Readiness. Autopatch Update Readiness was created to target and resolve some of the most painful and most common issues we've heard from IT admins in the field around updates failing. We know these issues, they're not novel ones, but they are ones that are highly, highly disruptive. Unpatched devices become more susceptible to security threats. Update failures disrupt device functionality, which in turn, of course, decreases productivity. And troubleshooting these issues can sometimes take weeks or even months. Autopatch Update Readiness addresses all of these issues by catching issues before rollout, mapping your device journeys to aid in that troubleshooting, and guiding administrators through targeted fixes to get all of your devices into a good state. Autopatch Update Readiness allows you to truly shift from reactive to proactive management with the following new features. First, with complete device accounting, you can see every Intune enrolled device in your environment and understand content enrollment status, update mechanism, and Hot Patch status. Next, readiness checkups allow you to catch prerequisites and safeguards before deployment, so you can fix issues upfront and avoid any last-minute surprises. Third, the device update journey gives you a clear pipeline view of where an update may stall with comparative success by release and a 7-day audit trail for each and every device. And finally, Autopatch alerts are more actionable and prioritized with targeted remediations like OS reinstalls or repair flows that you can follow. All of these improvements help you stay ahead of issues, keeping your devices secure and making update management more efficient. To make sure you're staying secure, compliant, and up to date, avoid extra overhead and get secure faster by leveraging Hot Patch and Autopatch. You can scan the first QR code to make sure you're getting started with Autopatch and Hot Patch, and sign up for our product preview for Autopatch Update Readiness with the second QR code. And I'll leave 5 more seconds for folks to use their phones. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, great. So finally, how can you make sure that you're embracing the future of Windows with appropriate controls around how all these new features are now landing successfully on your device estate? With more new features and all these new features getting delivered even faster, we know you need control. And that's why we're continuing to build and invest in management controls to enable you to manage AI features, agent connectors, and agent workspaces in your organization. In order to offer that control that's needed, we've introduced Windows AI policies that let you easily turn features off or on, and for some, even fine-tune how they work. This includes the ability to manage Click to Do, the settings agent, improved Windows search, and more. We've even added additional controls around recall, including a Purview integration to ensure your data stays secure. Amongst the many launches this Ignite, we're also launching the beginning of the Agentic platform on Windows. This begins with a public preview of native support for MCP, or the Model Context Protocol on Windows, which is a standardized framework for AI agents to connect with apps and tools to automate routine scenarios and perform tasks for users securely and with their consent. We're also rolling out on-device registry, so developers can make their apps features available as agent connectors, which then gives agents new skills and makes it easier to extend what they already are doing today. And with the private preview of Agent Workspace, agents now get a dedicated, policy-controlled environment where they can interact with software and complete tasks for users, all in a separate desktop with their own identity and without interrupting the user's main session. These are just a few of the innovations we're bringing to Windows. Every step of the way, we'll make sure they're designed to help you stay secure and in control. So we know that Windows evolves to support both people and agents. Control and transparency are top priorities, especially for organizations that are in heavily regulated industries like Citibank. We've heard this loud and clear from customers like Citibank, and that's why we're committed to building in the controls our customers need. You get to decide exactly how agents are used in your environment, maintain that oversight, and meet your compliance requirements. And as we continue to innovate, we'll keep working closely with customers like Citibank and others in highly regulated environments to ensure that those needs are appropriately met. To help customers start using the Agent Connector registry and new agentic platform features, we're introducing a basic set of controls focused on security and flexibility. By default, your data stays protected whether you enable or disable agent components like workspaces or connectors, whether they're local or cloud-based. Connectors must meet a minimum security standard, but you can relax those requirements as needed for testing in lab environments before a full deployment, for example. These changes set the stage for secure, transparent, and flexible agent-powered workflows in Windows. More capabilities are coming soon, and you can learn more at aka.ms/Windows Dev Blog. That is DEV blog, BLOG. And for more insights into what's coming next, you can leverage our broader Windows roadmap. Make sure you can see what new features and improvements are coming, which features are initially off by default, when those features will be released to your organization, and even how you can manage them directly. You can learn more at aka.ms/Windows roadmap. And finally, we want to hear from you. Please help us shape how we evolve Windows, especially how we add new agentic capabilities, by joining our Management Customer Community Program, or MCCP. So you can access our Windows and devices specific sessions today. We run sessions fairly regularly, and I know personally, in helping to have built Autopatch update readiness, we listen and we iterate. So please do join and make your voice heard. So if I can leave you with 3 key takeaways, if you want one slide to take the photo of, this is the slide. First, explore new agentic capabilities on Windows and how it can enable your business to do more today. Second, leverage Autopatch and Hotpatch to keep your devices up to date with security changes and the latest features. And finally, ensure your estate is running Windows 11, getting the most out of it with your Copilot Plus PCs. If you want to go deeper with our Windows product leaders, please join us at the Windows keynote tomorrow in Moscow and West with Pavan Davalori, President of Windows and Devices. And finally, if you're interested in diving into any of these other topics, we have tons of other relevant sessions happening Wednesday and Thursday. I know I myself will be speaking Wednesday at the Future of Managing Updates on Windows. There we go. And that's it. Thank you so much for joining us. We're really excited to partner with you on this journey towards secure, automated, and resilient update management. Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us at Microsoft Ignite's Silent Stages. Please leave your headset at your seat as you exit. Thank you for your cooperation.